What's going on, everybody? Remiix Essence here, back at it with another video. Hope you guys are all having a good day. And today we have got my For Honor beta impressions. So let's get on into the video. So let's start out with the gameplay. I thoroughly enjoy the combat system in this game. It's what makes this game so unique, that and that it is in a multiplayer sense focused game as well. When I was first watching kind of earlier footage of this game, like the alpha and stuff, I didn't really fully understand what the combat system was. I knew how you did stuff, but once you actually like play the game for yourself, it feels and acts a lot differently than you might actually think. And this system is so in depth, and I really enjoy it. And I've heard some people call it like QTE, basically a fancy way that they were like made you do QTEs, which I totally disagree with, because someone can be coming at you from a above tack, right, pushing their right stick up, and then switch at the very last second to down below as well. There includes breaking attacks, dodging, and there's combos. The system does go in depth, and I did not realize that each individual character had their own combo set, basically, in the beginning of the game, you know. And so like there's a few layers to this game, and that's what I think makes it so enjoyable. And I hopped into some brawls, which are the 2v2s with my friend, and he's a huge fighter, and he actually made some comparisons from For Honor to other fighting games, which I thought was kind of interesting, you know, kind of linking attacks together and things of that nature. But I want to say the combat system here is where this game shines. And you also have these feats in the game. So the feats are different abilities on your D-pad, and throughout the game you have a bar and you fill it up and you get your first feat. Fill it up again, you get your second feat, and you gain these by killing people and capturing points in Dominion. And so these feats could be healing yourself, putting down a healing marker, heal your teammates. It could be shooting a barrage of arrows onto a certain area. It could give you a speed boost, all these different sorts of things. These feats you can actually pick from a category of feats for each level of feats, which adds another element to the combat. And lastly, you also have a stamina bar, which is really important, because when you're rolling, when you're dodging, that uses up a lot of stamina, as well as all your attacks, you know, going from heavy attacks to light attacks. And so that's just another element, you know, that you must be wary of. And you know, all these characters have different abilities. Some are hard to master, some are easy to master. They have that category next to them. Some are heavy attackers, high health, low health, quick attackers, a whole different assortment. And like one character, they all have different special abilities. They have their attacks, but they also have some things, other passive abilities. Like one character, when she runs out of stamina, she can still run. And talking about gender, let's move on into customization, which is also huge in this game. Now there are some packs which I didn't open any myself, but my buddy did, and so you can get different customization out of these packs, and the customization is quite in depth. There are different pieces that change your appearance and also have abilities that go with them, right? So it could change Fury mode, which is all characters have this, and if you're like in a 2v1 situation, Fury mode is when you like go rage, you gain a little health and extra power, so you can hopefully take on those two enemies. And real quick, that is another thing. Getting like one-on-one combat is really fun and awesome, but like if you get gained up on, that can be really difficult to get out of. And if you gain up on somebody, it can also be a bad decision by putting them into rage mode or revenge mode. So just to let you know. But back to the customization. You can, so I talked a little bit about customizing the abilities. So you can customize kind of your feats as well as your executions, which is another element that if you execute someone, then that adds time to their respawn. As well as you can customize, there's one category that was not unlocked, and there was a fourth category, but I can't think of it right now at the moment. Oh yes, it was like your emotes and stuff. But back up, and then on the appearance side, like I was saying, so all your armor and stuff have different attributes to them. And so you may put on a piece of armor that increases your blocking ability but lessens your stamina, or something of that nature. And you can customize your weapon. Most of the weapons have like 3 parts to them. Let's say, well, one of the battle axe, basically, you know, you have the like the butt of it, the pommel, the handle, and then the actual blade of the axe. You can customize and give attributes as well as to your character, and you know, you can put different designs on your character, change their color scheme. You can choose all the characters if you want them to be male or female, even though they do have some presets to them. But that's pretty much the name of this game. I just can't stress enough how in-depth everything from customization to the combat system and how many layers there are in this game, and that's what makes this game shine, and that's why I personally am picking up this game day one. Now, there definitely is a learning curve to this game, which I also like as well. And my buddy Optimus, he was not very interested in this game. He kind of wrote it off early, but I got him back in playing with me. He was playing with myself and Game Down Sights, who instantly loved the game. And I turned him around. That's 2 points for me, guys. I turned him around on Ghost Recon a little bit after he saw that that little 20 minutes of gameplay they just did, and now I've turned him on For Honor. So just saying. But yeah, so that's where this game shines, and I'm kind of skeptical about the single player, but we'll see, and you'll see my impressions on that as well when the game comes out. They definitely have a lot of server issues, and Ubisoft is kind of known for releasing their games broken and fixing them later down the line. And I mean, even the Siege servers are not always on par, so that's obviously a big thing to worry about. And I could kind of see this fan base either dying out quickly or there not being much of one in the beginning. Hopefully it at least expands and grows, and because I think a lot of people are writing off this game, especially since it is Ubisoft and they were just burned by The Division. But definitely a lot of server issues, and they have to fix that because that is frustrating. I know some people that couldn't even get into a game. I got kicked from a couple games, especially when you're doing good. It's really frustrating. And another element as well, I almost forgot about the factions. So you can play as any character anytime. In the beta, we had 3 samurai, 3 Vikings, and 3 knights unlocked. You can play as any of them, but you do pick a faction, one of those 3 factions, and I personally went with the Vikings. And there's kind of this overarching faction war. So if you play Dominion, like, you can put war assets on Dominion. I don't get exactly how it all works out, I'll be honest. But there's turns and days and seasons, and each thing, I don't really know what you get rewarded from it, but I would assume maybe different customization items or XP boosts or something of that nature. But I need to look a little more into it. But overall, I think it's a cool little concept, a cool kind of mini game or overarching game within the actual game itself. And that also leads you to contracts. There's tons and tons of contracts to complete and earn XP and renown, which is the currency within this game. And I would kind of assume that they're gonna drop DLC and stuff, kind of like Siege. You know, they'll probably have what in Siege's operators, and this is heroes or your warriors. I'm sure they'll have some DLC characters that you can unlock with renown, but they'll probably be pricey, and so maybe instead you buy them. Who knows? But definitely a game to take a look at. I think you kind of have to play the game and play it a decent amount before you can make a decision on the game. I personally was hooked. It's also a graphically good looking game as well. The maps are a little simplistic, at least on Dominion though, but you don't really need a large map. You want it to be a little more compact. So I think overall it was cool. I want to see some more symmetrical maps. There's one map where A and C on Dominion, A and C were kind of more in the center, like the left and right wing, compared to them being one-sided, which I like because A and C are where you go to. If it is yours and captured, you get 100 points for capturing it, or lose 100 for losing it. But then you can also heal if that's your point. And then B is where you actually capture points, and that's where like your AI go. And there's feats that buff the AI, and oh my god, you feel like such a badass when you're killing the enemy AI. You know, you just feel like that guy, that warrior guy in the movie that, you know, is just fucking slicing heads left and right. So, take a look at this game, guys. I'm personally buying it day one. I think it's worth having a look. Lots of people are going to write it off, but it's a good game and a unique game, and there's nothing like it, especially in the multiplayer sense. So, thank you all for watching. Go ahead, leave some feedback down there in the comment section below, as well as hit that like button if you do so wish, and of course, subscribe to my channel for some more content. Thanks again, guys, for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your days.